What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy, Deep Rhythm, and we back with another video. We got a special video that we want to go ahead and talk about today. In this video, we want to go ahead and expand on the video we just made, talking about spiritual habits. And we want to make this video talking about conscious implementation. Conscious implementation meaning that you have a base rhythm and base set way that you do things, and your ability to be able to incorporate conscious implementation within those, conscious implementation within that set rhythm or within that set flow of just your natural day-to-day goings. That's going to be important, right? When you really get into this is important to understand, channeling through outlets, right? Channeling it through outlets like, basketball being, for instance, right, being an example, right? On the basketball court, it's, being able to take basketball, right? Or take your outlet and just be able to, or take basketball, and being able to, continually, I'll say utilize your outlet as a method of being able to continuously expanding on methods and procedures, that allow you to continue to keep flowing and continue to keep, moving, progressing, within your sort of day-to-day goings, or within, I guess, your sort of within your sort of, flow, right? So that's going to be important. And it's just, when it comes to conscious rhythm and conscious flow, it's just, being able to, of course, assess, understand, be observant to the things, that you have to process, or that are, or just being, able to sort of, I guess, being able to look and observe and being able to angle yourself, I guess, in accordance to, what, to things that are, present within your, that are present in terms of what you have to coordinate with, or rather what your tools are, and in being able to sort of synchronize yourself with tools and equipment and resources within your environment that will allow you to then be able to continue functioning, is going to be the most important thing. And so if you're able to take sort of, these sorts of resources and being able to just understand, observe, gauge, mesmerize, measure, and sort of, assess, these resources and these things at your disposal. And then, you can be able to sort of angle yourself at it, right? And be able to sort of transition your rhythm and transition yourself, align yourself up with these resources that you have. And this speaks on many volumes. There's so many levels to this, but it works because of visuals. Because of the concept of visuals and being able to see something, and then lining yourself up with what you see. Right, the more you see it, that sort of thing. So that's important. And the other thing is that that's the other important thing, when starting to become more or starting to incorporate conscious information to a system or a process, and continue to incorporate that into a process. It's the fact that you're in a technical function, right? It's not some sort of thing that, it's not something that you can just sort of straight up build, in terms of in terms of just how you think it up or how you conjure it up. It's more so a process, that's been started, and that you just kind of have to conform to, your own process that you just got to kind of conform to and remember and understand, and then just be able to incorporate other things within that process. conscious things within that process and continue to grow it. It's not easy, but, this is a difficult thing. I'm not going to say it's easy in any way, but I'll say it's challenging. That's the word, right? I'm not going to use the word difficult, but I'll say it's challenging. It's a challenging thing to be able to, continually do that, right? Or continually, keep a base rhythm and being able to incorporate conscious knowledge, at a particular rate. And it puts a particular a specific level of stress on your mind, or your, in being able to, or your brain, and being able to sort of conjure that up and continue to gauge that. So it's important to, have ways to sort of keep your mind sharp to that, and so that you can, be able to continually gauge and measure, certain things, that way you can sort of, gauge your resources and gauge your tools. That way you can continue to make those adjustments and apply those to your systems.